Hello, hello to anyone who is here. I hope the audio is working correctly. It's been like a month or so since I streamed, so it could be totally wrong, but it looks okay on my end. I don't know if anyone's here anyway. Let me see. I guess I'll leave it on the gallery so anybody coming in has something to look at. Let me find that document I have with all the requests I still haven't done yet. Where is it? Right here, perfect. Oh, let me get rid of Frog Witch, because I already drew that. And... Alright. I think this is the full list. Let me go find that random list picker thing. I'm probably talking to myself, that's okay. If there's somebody lurking, hello, and I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Alright, pick one. Oh, I already did Moomin. Meowth? Oh, I could draw Meowth. Did I draw Meowth already? Let me see. I don't think I did. No. Alright, well that's a good warm-up. And if nobody shows up, I'll have fun drawing Meowth anyway. It's totally fine. Alright. Alright. Man, I hope my audio's right. Let's see. Let me go pull up a picture of Meowth for reference. Oh, there's so many cute reference pictures of Meowth. You know what? I think I did draw Meowth on a previous stream. But whatever, it's a good warm-up, so... Whatever. If nobody shows up, it is what it is. I haven't streamed in ages, so I totally get it if it's me talking to myself for an hour and a half. I remember drawing Meowth on stream. Where is it in my files, I wonder? I swear. Oh, you're first? Hello! How you doing tonight? Oh, there's Meowth right here. I was like, I knew I drew him on stream. Right there. Well, let's do a quick one anyway. Maybe just his face. Just as a little warm-up sketch. Even though I have drawn a little bit today for some client work. But warm-up drawing cute and fun things. Let me lower the... There we go. See how it... my face looks terrible when you light it like that. There we go. Beautiful. So if nobody turns up, what should I draw instead? After I sketch this little Meowth head. Just to warm up. Heading over to see girls now. Have fun! Alright. Do some whiskers. We'll be watching together. Aw. Well, let me know if you or Jillian have any requests, or Katie. Because this is just kind of a getting back into the rhythm of it stream, so... if anyone who is watching or lurking has any requests, just shout them out. And if it's something cute and fun, I will just sketch it. Because I had that big list of requests from previous viewers. But since I don't have an audience, my usual audience of like 5 to 10 people, I will just wait for her request to drop in the chat. I'll just finish drawing this little Meowth head real quick. I think this would kind of be cute to do in a lineless style. Let's see, maybe I will do a full body since I'm just chilling anyhow. Let's see. What's a cute pose? Well, it's always like the lucky cat pose with like the one paw up in the air. And like the cute little body. He's got really long arms in some of these reference pictures I'm noticing. Like the one I'm looking at, he's got like his head here, one arm up here, one arm down here, and his body's really short. His arms are like monkey arms. I guess they are kind of long, huh? I never noticed that about Meowth, that he's got extremely long arms. Got a cute little curly tail. Just for fun, since it is me talking to myself for now, I'm gonna try to exaggerate this and do it in kind of a lineless style, just to have some fun. I've been working on my style in client work and personal portfolio work. I'm hoping to actually finish this year because I've been saying I want to redo my portfolio for months now. But nice chunky shapes, a lot of straights against curves, kind of uneven. I like the look of shapes that look like you could cut them out with like kid scissors. Oh, Jillian does love dinosaurs. Maybe I'll do a baby dinosaur and an egg for her or something. I think that would be fun. But I'm really into these chunky, kind of quirky shapes. That's been my thing in all the pieces I've worked on lately. And I think I've said on stream before, but I watched this awesome lesson on color, shadow, value by Marco Bucci here on YouTube, who's an awesome artist teacher. And he was talking about how in every great painting, no matter how detailed, if you reduce the shadows down, like you squint your eyes and you just see where the shapes of the shadows are, in all great paintings, you can cut out the shape of those shadows with a pair of scissors. And if you can't, the shadows are not clear enough. Your values aren't clear enough. And I think about that all the time now. I think about that every time I see a painting or a photo. I kind of squint a little bit and I try to see the shapes, like how you could reduce it to just a 3-value drawing if you had to. I forgot what this was for a second up here in the corner. I'm like, what is that? That was my quick sketch of a different Meowth ref. How could we make these shapes even bigger and chunkier? And like, I don't want super round. I want straight against curve. I kind of like the feet ending square a little bit. I'm really into rounded rectangles as like the primary shape I'm into. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just talking to hear myself talk at this point. Yo, what's up? Just doing a quick Meowth sketch here. But since you're online, I think I will do a baby dino and an egg. I think that sounds cute. Is there a favorite dinosaur that a certain little girl would like to see? I know she loves all dinosaurs, but I really want to do a cute little chubby baby dino and an egg. I think that would be really fun to draw. I think for Easter it would be cute to do a couple little baby dinos in like painted eggs. I think that would be sweet. Let me think of the egg shape. Using those big chunky straights against curves again. Something like that. I don't want it to look too pokey. Like maybe the ends are filed off a little bit so it doesn't look so sharp up against where the baby will be. She's deciding. Aw. What's the cutest baby dinosaur? Dimorphodon. Okay, interesting choice. Good choice. She is the dino expert. So let me... Dimorphodon. See, most kids would say T-Rex, but, you know, she knows her stuff. Aw. Okay, he's got a really cool, like, nose, beak, jaw shape. Oh, the fluffy one looks kind of cute. Okay. Okay. Sorry, it's just me saying okay and scrolling pictures of Dimorphodon. I like this one where it's kind of colored like a toucan. That's interesting. Okay. Well, we're gonna go with this one that I'm looking at. I want to make sure I get all the features, which is the big old, I guess wings, you know, gliders, and the tail, and the giant head. Those are like the key features. Big giant head. Even more giant because it's going to be a baby. And we want that kind of baby look, which is big head, big eyes, little tiny hands, little tiny body. So, let's think of how we could fit a baby Dimorphodon. And I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sure Bean will let me know if I'm wrong. Dimorphodon. We'll do a big head shape, kind of like this. We've got a really big open mouth. Let me zoom in on this, actually. I like this reference I'm looking at where the mouth is like, or like the head is like toucan colored. I'm gonna try to take inspiration from that. We want a nice big smile, so we want it to be a very cute baby. We want to smooth this out. It's not quite that dramatic of a lean back. I'm gonna do a little bit of thinking with my pencil here, so it's gonna look kind of scuffed for a bit, but it will come together. I might have to change the egg too to make it wrap around the body shape, but it's all a sketch, very easy to change. So we want maybe one of these flap things hanging out of the egg. Like so. We'll make it little, because it doesn't need to be giant, because he's just a baby. So we got one like that here, then the other one here inside the egg. And maybe the back part of the eggshell here. I'd love a little piece of eggshell on the head, because I think that's really cute. When you see like little hatched chicks or dinosaurs or whatever, when they just have a little piece of the egg on their skull, I think that's really cute. Just a little chunk. And then we'll do a big old eyeball. Little nostril here. I kind of like the toucan-y color, so I might stick with that. And we're going to give it nice, cutesy, rounded teeth. Just a couple. Because he's a baby. He doesn't have all his teeth yet. Or maybe he does. I don't know if dinosaurs have all their teeth when they're born or not. I'm not the dinosaur expert. First step in making it cutesy is big cutesy eye. Already. I mean, come on. Come on. That's not just a face only a mother could love. That's... Who wouldn't love this little guy? Come on. This can go there. I'm gonna take a peek at other Dimorphodon artwork and see if I'm on the right track with the general look of everything, because I am not as familiar with this dinosaur as some of us are. Hey yo! Hey, how's it going? Thanks for the hearts, whoever sent in the hearts. Thank you. How's your weekend going? I need a high-res picture. What can we do here? Where on earth is the ability to... Oh my gosh. I just need a big picture of this. This tail, mainly. Okay, okay. Been age. I know, it's been like 100 years. I was gonna do a stream for the, like, last week, but I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. Had a nice visit with my family for the holidays. Was home for New Year's, and then just haven't felt like... I'm still in, like, holiday mode a little bit in my brain. I actually had a productive day for a change today earlier. I'm like, wow. Got my laundry done. Mostly put away. Wow. Big for me. In the same day. It didn't make its way to, like, the clean clothes pile. You're free, shockingly, on a Friday. Congrats. I'm glad you're streaming again. Thank you. Even if I'm just talking to myself for 2 hours, it's a fun, alternative, creative outlet to doing just client work all the time. It forces me to do something cute and fun that is just for my enjoyment. And hopefully the enjoyment of, like, the 2 viewers I get. Let's see. So if he's got this, they're not quite wings. It's like they have little claws right here. His little fingers. So maybe we'll just do like 3 of those, like that. And then you wouldn't be able to see the back, like the back feet. I could have one little foot poking out through the egg, which I think is always kind of fun. To have like a little foot poking out of the eggy. But mainly I want... Ooh, the tail should be busting out of the egg. That's what we need. We don't need the... And I kind of want to move the spots to the other side to fill that empty space up a bit. There we go. I think that looks a little better. And then we have a nice spot for the tail to make its escape. Let's see, if we imagine the butt of little guy is here, then his tail would be like here, perhaps? And we'll give him a nice big tail even though he's a baby. Or maybe we'll make it stumpy. I just want it to have the right shape. Let me play with it a little bit. If it disappeared because your phone brighter, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Just chilling today anyway. I appreciate you showing up. And hope you're doing well. Hope the New Year's treating you well already. And that you had a nice Christmas. I had a very nice Christmas. I went to go see my family and my friends. And got to watch my dinosaur expert niece open her gifts. It was a lot of fun. I got her some cool stuff. If anybody knows about Kiki Doodle, the artist, I got her some Permaids plushies, a Toiger shark and a turtle. Very, very cute. I think this is roughly the tail shape. I kind of want to make it cuter and squishier. So let's do that. Like that. I think that's an okay shape. There's like in all the pictures I'm seeing of the tail, it's kind of like leaf shape. I think that's right. Why can I not get a high resolution? Show me the tail. Yeah, it's just a leaf shape, but I guess having it bend over like that's okay, huh? I guess that kind of works. I could make it even chunkier though on the top and have it kind of like that. I'm really overthinking it now, but I want it to be as cute as possible, you know? Always trying to maximize cuteness. Always. So. What a lovely boy. Thank you. He's just a little baby. Just a sweet little baby. We'll put a little shadow under here too. I think that's pretty cute. And I think I'm still gonna go with that kind of toucan coloring, because I've seen, you know, obviously among paleo artists, there's many different ideas about what the colors could look like, but I really like the toucan beak sort of coloring situation. I could do like almost a limited color palette where it's just like a dark blue for the black color, and then orange, like some kind of orange color for like the front of the nose and the eyes, and like little accents, like the spots on the egg. And then like a cream color for the white part of the face. I think I'll keep it a limited color palette because I think that'll be a really cute look for this, actually. Blue and orange is a great color palette. Classic. Classic. Cute maxer? Yeah, I'm cute maxing. Always. Alright, so let's do like a mid-tone gray, neutral. Or maybe I make the background like a more muted version of the blue I want to use. Just something neutral. I always use a baby yellow background because it's just like such a nice warm neutral, but I'm trying to move away from it. I'm trying to do different colors, so we'll see. I might just revert back to, you know, I love doing white because it looks like classic storybook. I like doing like a cream or a yellow, but let's try like a grayish blue. Let's try like leaning into the teal, and we'll do like a light grayish blue. We'll just do that, and we'll see how we like it, and then change it later to yellow or white. But I kind of like that it's not pure white. It softens it a little. Anyhow, let's do a tealish blue, more saturated, as our black stand-in. So I think black's a little harsh and not very cute. So we'll do the whole shape of the body and the tail in this color, and then split it with clipping masks into other colors. With my handy dandy dry ink brush, the best default Procreate brush ever. Over the last couple weeks, I was trying different brushes, trying to see if I could get a feel for like any of the default Procreate brushes, the multiple brushes I've purchased for Procreate, and none of them hit like the dry ink. It's just the best there is. So I'm just gonna stick to what I know. And since the egg layer has to go on top, I guess what I could do is just have this go inside the egg, fill that, have the egg be on top, and then have this be another layer on top. I think that'll work. So we'll do that. I feel like my brain is empty because I haven't done too much yet in the year 2026. My friends have been busy and whatever. I think honestly everybody's still kind of in holiday brain and doesn't want to accept that like we have to go back to reality and live another year again, you know? It still feels like the fake days that are like between Christmas and New Year's where like nobody expects anything of you. It still feels a little bit like we're in that until like mid-January. It's like that's when reality sets in. When you actually have to be a person again. And I barely do anyway because I freelance, but you know, I go to like singing lessons and have friends. So I occasionally need to leave the house. Occasionally. Like tomorrow I have a rehearsal for I go to a music school and I do solo singing lessons, but I also am part of the band that they're kind of trialing it, you know, just to see if people are interested. And the finale, I guess, of all the practice the band has been doing is the student showcase on the 18th, and we have just one more rehearsal before then. One last class, rather, not rehearsal. I guess it was a rehearsal too. And it was supposed to be next week, but they've pushed it to tomorrow afternoon because I guess 2 of the students won't be able to make it. But anyway, that very boring ramble to say that I'm kind of excited about the show. I'm the lead vocalist in the music school band, and it's me, a guitarist, a drummer, And then the teacher is also the bass player for the band. So it's me and 2 other students, and everybody's been doing awesome. We're learning, or we're going to perform Bring It On Home to Me by Sam Cooke, Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, Lady Marmalade by LaBelle, which will be very fun. And then the grand finale is Bad Reputation by Joan Jett. So it's like 4 completely different singing styles that I've had to learn and go over, not only in the band lessons, but my solo voice lessons as well. It's been a really fun challenge. And surprisingly, the hardest song of all 4 to sing that I thought was going to be like the most difficult, Lady Marmalade, I'm doing the best at that one. I don't know why, it just like sits in my the range I've been practicing for lessons, so that one's been really fun to do. But I'll try to record it for my friends and family. Hi, how's it going? It should be a fun show. If nothing else, I'll record the audio of it from my chair with like my phone recording or something. Use your music for background. What, me singing? For my background music? No, nobody wants to hear that. My voice like double layered. Or do you mean the music isn't playing right now? It should be. Let me know if it's not. Okay, it says it is on my end. I can't... These headphones, by the way, are just for show, just because they're cute and I was having a bad hair day. I can't actually hear anything, so... It's going alright. How about you? I'm doing great. I was just rambling about how I still feel like we're in those fake days between Christmas and New Year's where nothing matters. Time isn't real and nothing matters. And my brain still isn't in 2026 yet. It's adjusting. How about you? Have you adjusted to it being 2026 yet? Oh, you can't hear the music? You should be able to hear the music. Huh. It says it's playing on my end. I was like, uh-oh, am I playing something else from a different tab? Okay, no, I'm not. Okay, cool. Well, at least it's not my own voice duplicated, which happened exactly one time. I think it was like the second stream I ever did before I figured out how to fix the aspect ratio of the stream, and it was still like kind of squished in. You hear the music? Okay, good. I was like, OBS says it's playing. You never adjusted to it being 2020. Well, it'll be 6 years now. They're fake years, huh? Okay, that's fine. You hear it's so quiet? Okay, I can turn it up a little bit. I always like to have it low enough that it's not going to distract anyone. Let's see. Oh, where did I put it? I mean, if I can't boost it up, it is what it is. Oh, I put it down here. I see. My screen is covered in pictures of dinosaurs. Here, is this a little bit better? I just turned it up a little tiny bit. That should be good. Anyhow. Alright, back to the screen being filled with dinosaurs. Did anybody get anything really cool for Christmas? I got a, man, what did I get this year? I got a cool old book that my sister found at an auction of some really cool old cartoon art. I got a really nice bracelet from my dad. A really cool, like, vintage bracelet with this really intricate, like, clasp that has a lot of fine detail in it. Like, you don't find jewelry that's, like, that intricate anymore, so that's a really cool piece. I don't know, my brain is mush. I can't remember what else I got for Christmas, to be honest. Bean says it's super. Aw. Well, she's the best critic of dinosaur stuff, so I'm really happy to hear that. Her feedback is the only feedback I need on this. Make sure this tooth is on the layer underneath the head. It's gonna be so cute with all the color in. Let's see, guess what? You've been emailing with the concept artist for the My Sims game. She's so sweet and kind. She shared some concept art she's made. That is super cool, actually. I loved My Sims. That was fun. Got that cute little mini witch's shop thing. Oh, yeah. I got my sister one of those, like, little like fancy little bookcase or bookend things that you can build a little coffee shop or a little cozy bookstore with like the little fake lamps in it and stuff. And you can put it on your bookshelf and it looks all cute. But this one's like a little witchy potions shop, I think. I just know I'm like, oh, Katie, my sister likes witchy stuff and cute stuff and cozy stuff. I was like, this is perfect. And it should be fun to put together. I hope it's not a chore to put together. If you start making it and it's like 100 steps, just wait till I'm there next time and I'll help you build it. If it's a huge pain. But I hope it's fun. I hope it's like zen and relaxing and fun. I did not get a gift intending to give you a task that you don't want to do. I just think it'll be really cute. Yeah, it's a really pretty bracelet. I don't have it on now only because I have matching, like this has a star on it, and then the bracelet I have on has a star. But the silver, the bracelet, I need to find a necklace that matches it that has like some cool little detail on it. Or I could just take the necklace off and do silver earrings too. But I take it home to hell. You've been working on a huge deep dive video focusing on My Sims and its entire franchise. She's even agreed to cameo in it by recording her saying something I quoted from her that she said ages ago. That's awesome. That is super cool. Link me that video when it's done. I would love to see it. I really liked My Sims. I had so much fun playing that way back when. Cool game. It's super cool that she reached out and was so, like, willing to work with you on that, too. I love when people are nice. I reached out to, back when I still made YouTube videos, and they agreed to help me with it, too, and I just never got around to it, because I just gave up on YouTube. Way back when, I reached out to, I can't remember what their names are. I want to say it's, like, Peeler Ross Studios, like Charlie Peeler and Michael Ross? Sorry if I got the names wrong. But anyway, the guys who designed the 90s Chuck E. Cheese. And they're on Facebook, and they're super, super nice. Dan Peeler and I can't remember the other guy's name. But they're a team, and they designed all the 90s Chuck E. Cheese artwork, all of it. And they were both super, like, happy to talk about it and talk about their artistic process and all that kind of stuff. I said, if you ever want to be part of a video I make about it, would you be open to that? And they said yes. And then I just never did it. I just never did another mascot video, but they were super cool. So if anybody watching wants to do that, I think you can find it's Peeler Ross Studios, I believe, on Facebook. And I still have them added on Facebook because every once in a while one of them will post some new art or some new thing they're working on. Super cool. We'll do this as one shape here. Yeah, I was surprised they answered because I had reached out to, like, I don't know, when doing the mascot snapshot videos, sometimes I would email, like, I'd find the animator that worked on a commercial, or I'd find out that it was a super big animator like Richard Williams or somebody, and it's like they're not going to answer me. But I never got a response, but those guys, the Chuck E. Cheese guys, did respond. They were super nice. Or at least the one that answered me. I want to say Charlie is the one that actually responded to me. But they're super appreciative of there's like a huge Chuck E. Cheese fandom, especially for the 90s designs, because they're so nostalgic and iconic. So they're super appreciative that people still, like, resonate with their character design work all these decades later. And it would be awesome to design a mascot that was part of so many incredible childhood memories for so many people. I think that would be amazing. Like, they certainly didn't know the impact they would have on people when they were doing this. It was just paid work, you know? But I think it's kind of nice when a paid corporate gig ends up being something meaningful for a lot of people. I think that's really neat. That's why I liked doing the mascot snapshot videos, because it is, you know, it is artwork that's featured in ads. Like, okay, it's an advertisement, who cares? But the amount of love and work that goes into it is not unappreciated, which is kind of a theme that was in that Defunct Land video about, you know, the Disney Channel jingle and things like that. That there's a whole sea of incredibly talented wonderful people making these things that you don't really give a second thought. Behind every product label, every ad you see, there are artists who are taking that job to pay the bills, and they're putting their heart and soul into that work, you know? Just because it's for some ad for some product doesn't mean it's not art, and doesn't mean that people didn't care about it when they were doing it. And I'll do a new layer here, underneath the wing. We'll hide the wing for now. And I'm just doing random colors for these other layers right now. I'll fix them, but I think the blue I'll keep the way it is. We'll do this shape. I really like this shape right here. I want to try to get that. Okay, I think that's pretty close to what I want. We'll do the same over here. Like that. Oh, I gotta hide this really quick so I can see what I'm doing here. Man, I love layers. Like, respect to people who actually like paint on a canvas or do any kind of traditional work without being able to turn on and off layers. I was just thinking the other day about how much my process depends on digital tools. That to the point where I don't even know what I would do with traditional media. I need to try using markers and paints and things like that again. It's a muscle that has atrophied over the years. I've just been so heavily dependent on digital. Before you've been talking about the concept artist, you actually got to ask some questions to the art director of the My Sims games a few months ago when you bought some My Sims stuff on eBay. That's awesome. Doing what you love and making money is happiness. Yeah, if you can do it. I have been lucky enough to do it for almost 14 years now. I don't know. I've been incredibly lucky. And who knows, maybe the gravy train will run out because of AI or whatever, but I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts. I'm gonna enjoy not having a quote-unquote real job as long as I can. I don't want a real job. I think I'll be fine. Clients largely do not know what they're looking for. That's been the main thing that's, like, people will come to me with AI stuff they've generated and they want me to fix it, basically, or they're like, I don't know why it doesn't look good, but I don't like it, and they have like a weird vibe they're going for. I'm like, well, I can figure out what this means, but you don't know how to express it, to prompt it, to even ask the thing to fix it for you, so let me take care of it. So as long as people are not capable of knowing what they're looking for, I think I'll be okay, which is most clients, so I think I'll be alright. Choosing to believe I will be just fine with commission-based client work for a while. Cute dinosaur, thank you. He was also super kind about the My Sims art director. He was also super kind. I didn't get to talk to him directly, so I didn't get as much of a response as you got the concept artist, but he was still super kind and thanked you for your appreciation for My Sims. That's cool. It's cool that you got multiple people to reach back out. I'm sure they're happy to hear that somebody appreciated the work they did. I think that's a cool thing to do, is reach out and be like, hey, remember this thing you did that maybe people don't ask you about every day? It really, was big for me, and I loved it so much I just had to say something. It's very heartwarming. I love that when people, I had somebody tag me in a sketch they did, I want to say 2 years ago, and they posted it and they said that they did a school project about their favorite artist and it was me. I'm like, what? There's no way you did that. I thought that was so sweet. If that person's here, I apologize for not remembering because I don't remember who it was. I'm horrible at remembering names of people in the stream, I apologize. But it was really, really sweet. I remember feeling that way about artists that I would look up to who did Neopets art, at the beauty contest or the Neopets art contest, and I was like, this is the best artist I've ever seen in my life. And it's really cute and fun that people feel that way about stuff I do. I guess I want to put this underneath here. Hold on. The tail might have to... Let me think about this. What am I doing wrong here? How have I gone and messed this up? Alright, well... I'll always find happiness with my work. Yeah, I always will find happiness with my work. It's just about, you know, how do I sustain myself financially, but I'll never stop drawing regardless, so I'm not really worried about it. Why am I overthinking this so much? You know what I could do is, let me erase the tail. This part. And then make the tail its own layer. I got this. I got this. It's like a puzzle, this way I do stuff. This is not a clipping mask. This can go under here. This is a clipping mask. This can combine with this shape and then be a clipping mask, I think. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. Alright, so this is all gonna be one big shape that I'm gonna fix. If I clean up the edge like this. Alright, we're just gonna make this so this is all one cohesive shape now, and then we'll do a clipping mask where just the interior of the egg part is like its own layer. And that fixes it. There we go. Beautiful. And now we need the eyeball and the nostril, and I think those are the last... Oh, and this little back part of the egg here. Oh, we already did that. Okay, so the eyeballs... meaning one singular eyeball. Do eyeball, and then some lines, and then a nostril. Have the shell crack under the tail. Oh, that's cute. That's a really good idea. Have some little shell pieces and a little crack under it. That's cute. Let's do that right now while I'm thinking about it. I guess we'll alter this layer. We'll have it kind of crack like that. And we'll make it really chunky so it doesn't look too pokey and harsh because we want to keep everything cute and squishy. Do a little crack like that, maybe? Or keep it even simpler. I don't think it needs to go two different ways. Just a little zigzag, like lightning bolt crack. Like that. Keep it really simple. And then we'll have some little pieces of shell, I think, on the ground down here too. So it adds a little weight to the bottom right because it's so heavy with the head all up here. I think it adds a little something something to have the little egg pieces down here. Like so. I don't know if I like that shape. I don't like this one. I like the other two though. Let's do a chunky little tortilla chip kind of shape. A bit off tortilla chip shell shape. And then a little triangle piece because I really want it to look like shell pieces. Okay, I think that looks like little shell fragments. Maybe no, I don't want too much stuff, so just a couple under the tail. And then let's do the black for the nostril and for the eyeball, like right here. Bobaboo from My Sims Kingdom. Okay. Let me write that down on a new thing. Because I don't think this will take the whole stream, and nobody else is here. And you've been contributing some interesting... Why did I duplicate the whole dinosaur? We didn't need to do that. I can just do a new canvas. Anyway, my point is that'll be the next request. Bobaboo. My Sims Kingdom. You've been contributing some interesting and fun messages to this chat that otherwise would be pretty dead, so thank you. And my family, of course. Always here supporting me. Thank you. And that's not to discredit anyone who is lurking or had a phone that died or anything like that. I appreciate anybody who's watching or has ever watched or will ever watch my videos. I appreciate you. Alright, we'll do a smile, I think, to help really amp up the cuteness. Okay, I think that's good. I don't think anything else needs lines. Maybe like... No, I'm gonna leave the tail alone. It doesn't need it. So we can hide the sketch layer and start turning up the opacity of all these layers and start changing the colors. And then this will come together pretty quick. He's another dino character? Don't be sorry. We have a big fan of dinosaurs lurking in the chat, so it's all good. Oh no, you're not interrupting anything. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Feel free to lurk too, like, I am a big time lurker. I hardly ever contribute to any chats that I like, or of streams that I watch. I am primarily a lurker and watcher of streams, so I totally get it. And if the conversation is just me talking to myself, please feel free to interrupt it at any time. I can just talk about nothing for hours and hours. You're not interrupting anything, I promise. Is this a specific dino? This is a Dimorphodon. I think that I'm saying that correctly. A Dimorphodon baby. My niece requested, because she is the dinosaur expert. And I asked her what baby dinosaur she wanted to see, and she said Dimorphodon. Okay. I would have said Triceratops or T-Rex or like one of the 5 dinosaurs that everybody knows, but she's the dino expert, so we get a Dimorphodon. But I think he's coming together pretty cute. Just evening out this edge of the egg here. I think that looks good. Point that a little bit. Okay, I think that looks nice. Oh, what did I do with the tail here? What happened? What happened with the tail? I think the tail needs to go above the egg. There we go. And we'll fix... Oh, this was a clipping mask. Okay, I did fix this. Okay, cool. I was like, wait, I thought I had resolved this. Okay, alpha lock to keep all the colors in place. And then this pink will be the inside of the egg, and that should extend down here. I think that works okay. I'm going to erase a little piece of this. There we go. Beautiful. Bean says you're welcome. Aw. I'll always ask her for dino opinions. Parasaurolophus. I don't know how to pronounce that. I know how to read it, but not say it. Parasaurolophus. Little Flapsy is Bean's name choice. Little Flapsy. Aw. Here, I'll write that on a new layer just so I don't forget. Little... This is cursive, though. She might not be able to read it. I'll do it in big, bold letters so she can read it. Little... Flapsy. There you go. We got the cute little name up there. We'll just move that right there. These bright like colors are actually really cute. I think I might do something with this. I kind of want to make the background white because I mean, something about the gray is making it too dull. Let's see if I can do a different like a brighter blue maybe. Or green. Ooh, green's kind of fun. I'm kind of feeling green. I like that. Alright, that's different for me. We're going to alpha lock all these layers so that we can go paint in with the correct colors. I like the blue. We're going to keep that blue. I kind of like the orange I'm using on the egg, but I don't want to necessarily have it be that dark. But I like that kind of mustardy color. That's kind of working for me. Maybe we'll do this dark mustardy color as like the shadow of the back part of the egg. And then the front layer will do like something a little lighter and brighter. Like that. Because I think that goes well with the tail. Or the, whatever, the blue color of the tail and the body. They just slap down. But then it looks so faint against the like background. Here, we're going to play with the background a little bit. A little bit more saturated, a little darker. Or lighter. Ooh, I like it. Light and bright like that. Let's keep that. Let's make this slightly more yellowy orange. Like that, perhaps? Ankylosaurus would have been my second choice, specifically Baby Bumpy or Baby Smoothie. Aw. Excuse me, why am I hiccuping? Stop. Or I could do a super, super light and bright color, because I'm actually using a color for the background. I could just darken up the background and then just use white. Maybe not pure white, but maybe if I darken this up a little bit. Well, you know what, we'll come back to the egg. But I do like that like gold color for the shadow, or the inside of the egg. I think that's kind of fun. Alright, this flap should be that same color. The spots on the egg will come back to when we come back to the egg. This should also be this color, but a little bit darker and more saturated because it's behind. Maybe we'll make it a little bit more warm tone too. A little green. Then, what's next? Egg. Tail. The tail is the right color. We'll fix it to have a little bit of texture in a bit, but just want to get some colors in. Now this part would be white as well, but I might make it like a cream. Let me see. Or maybe yellow. Maybe yellow is the move. I don't like how that looks on the background color though. The background color always throws me off. Maybe if I make it even more... Okay. Ooh, I kind of... Okay, we're cooking. Chat, let me cook with the background color. You excited for the new Animal Crossing update? I am, but I'm afraid to get into it because it's gonna suck away hundreds of hours of my life. So, I'm kind of waiting for, like, January is, like, my slow month for client work, but I do have a few projects. I'm waiting for, like, a week where I have absolutely nothing going on, and I need something to occupy, like, 12 hours of my day. And then I will get into the Animal Crossing update, because I want to do a total island revamp. I want to get every single new item. Whatever. I'm pretty stoked about it. But I need to wait until I have a time where I can afford to wait or waste hundreds of hours of my life doing that. Do his little chompers. We'll do... Actually, the front part would be... Where's that other one I was looking at? Come back. Where it was like toucan-y. Okay, we'll do like... Ooh, maybe the same orange color from here. Maybe more like this. Okay, I like that kind of rusty color. And then the front of the beak is like blue, but slightly lighter version. So we'll do like that. I don't know, I kind of want to make it a little bit brighter. I don't want it too wacky. I just want it kind of cool looking. It's always the background color messing with me. I do like this like warm green, but maybe... No, I'm gonna leave the background color alone, fix everything else. Make it work. I don't think it's too bad on the green. I'm probably overthinking it. Maybe make this yellow just a tad brighter. No, I liked it before. The egg piece on top can be white and fade it into cream a little bit at the bottom, and we'll do the same on the egg. We'll just do a white and cream egg. So I think that looks perfectly fine. And then we'll do those little pieces at the bottom. Where are they? Where are the pieces? They are... Okay, they're on the same layer as the tail. Beautiful. We'll do those cream little pieces. The tail's the right color. This should be the same color but darker. Ooh, we'll use this like dark green. Darker though. Dark teal. Dark. And then the spots on the egg should be cream but a little bit darker. Like that. But that's kind of a dull color, so let's like bump it up a little bit. A little more yellow. Fun. That's pretty cute, I think. What do we think? Looks like the cover on a children's book. Thank you so much. That's really high praise. I really appreciate that. That's exactly the feeling I'm going for. Let's do a little bit of a warmer, darker, shadowy color. Add a little bit of texture to everything. Not too much, but just enough so it's not totally flat. We'll add some noise to it, and I think it'll be done. I think it's pretty cute, and I don't want to overwork it. I don't want to add too much of anything. I do want to do, quickly, inside the mouth, two things. This part of the mouth should be orange, like from this part out, to match the top part there. Clean that up a little bit. And then it forms this nice little like Z shape. I feel like it should be darker. Yeah, maybe. We'll try a couple. Let's see. What color code is this? Because I don't want to lose this in case I want to go back to it. Value. Let me copy it. Copy. Or let's just on top of everything throw on a new color. Let's do darker like that. Or maybe less saturated and darker and maybe a little more blue like that. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I kind of like the background color the way it is, personally. Maybe it's just a tinge darker, like that. But it still keeps that, like, warm, soft green, I think is what I like about it. Is that it's not a cool green, it's warm and it's soft looking. The blue on the thing here is what's throwing me off now. Should be a little bit darker, maybe. Or, no, that's like the same value, so maybe we want to brighten it up a little bit. Make it punchy. Like that? How do we feel about that? I think that's okay. You like the softer green? Yeah. Softer and a little fluffier. We'll even make it a little bit like that. Soft green, I think is cool. What did I want to do? Little flapsy, we're going to change the text to be white, but I don't think I'll keep the text in the post that I make for Instagram of this, but just so everybody knows his name. I'll put that on a new layer. Cut and paste. I wanted to add the inside of his mouth real quick, just a little tongue So I guess it can go on just about any layer. Maybe not this one because you need it below the teeth. And we'll do just a darker version of this orange for the tongue color. Just so he's not totally without a tongue. Needs one. There we go. There's an inside of the mouth. Okay. Let me add a layer of noise on top because that makes everything look a little softer and more warm. Like this. That's pretty cute. I'm pretty happy with that. It's simple. It's simple, but it's really cute. I think it was the mouth that bugged me with the background when she changed the jet orange. I like this one too. I like this color. Let me see. I'm going to do really quickly a version that was the old color because I still have that value changed. And it's okay to have a difference of opinion and try stuff out. Like, there's no harm in just changing a color, you know what I mean? Well, let me just paste, please. Okay, thank you. Okay. This was the original color. What do we think? So let's get rid of this. This is the brighter original green, and this is like the slightly dimmer, darker green. They're both soft, warm greens. We like brighter or darker? I kind of like the darker now that I've played with the other colors. Brighter. Oh, and it looks so much brighter on the other end too. Like on your guys' end, it looks so much brighter than it actually is on my screen. The darker looks 100 times better on my end, but I wonder how I can get the colors to be more accurate on OBS, because that's a little frustrating. Alright, the darker on my end looks 1,000 times better. I wish you guys could see how good it looks. Hold on. I'll make a mock-up of how it looks on my end, because if I just make it a little darker, so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Let me just like merge everything down. That's so frustrating that the colors are slightly off for you guys. Very slightly, but it's enough that it's like noticeable. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. There we go. The darker one's definitely better on my end on the iPad, but I just want to give a simulation of what it looks like where it's ever so slightly darker. So let's do like, I don't know, this warm brown on top, and then just to like this, not like super bright, but this like warmer, slightly darker is kind of an approximation of how it looks on my end, where it's like, I don't know. That's so frustrating that it's slightly different. It's barely perceivable too. So irritating. Anyway, that was just me trying to figure out something, but I think he looks pretty cute. I'm pretty happy with him. I'm gonna call him finished. So this is little Flapsy, everyone. Say hello, little Flapsy. That was a fun little warm up I didn't expect. Cute. Alright, let's try Bobaboo My Sims Kingdom. So we got about an hour before I typically get off, so we have plenty of time. Bobaboo My Sims Kingdom. Hello, excuse me, I need to stop hiccuping. How are you doing on this Friday evening? I am great. How about yourself? Bobaboo is so cute. Everyone do yourselves a favor and go Google Bobaboo My Sims Kingdom. This is a cute dinosaur. So squishy. You're here. Glad to see you. This is such a cute character. Oh my gosh. Alright, is there a way for me to quickly just drag a picture into OBS without like messing up my whole thing? I don't know. No, okay, well, alright, whatever. I'm just gonna draw what I see. It's so cute! The Belchers from Bob's Burgers. I did that forever and ever ago. I wish I still had that sketch. I had a really awesome sketch I did of the Belchers years ago that I thought turned out really well. Anyone to serial podcasts and documentaries? I haven't listened to a good podcast in a hot minute. How about you? What are your recs? We can... I guess we can just turn that layer off. We'll leave it up here in case anybody wants to know who this is. This is Bobaboo from My Sims Kingdom. All the animals in the My Sims games are also squishy and cute. Bobaboo is a fan favorite, and with the new ports they've been giving him more attention. This is like the cutest video game dinosaur I've ever seen in my life. He's just like a little marshmallow. I want to make him extra chunky and squishy. He is all round. There's not a single like sharp point on him, but I want to lean into this thing of like chunky rounded rectangles and stuff I've been into. That's the whole vibe. But I want to make him extra baby. Maybe we'll give him like round rectangle eyes. And a cute little eye bubble. A sweet little smile. I'll give him just a little baby smile. Teeny weeny. So I'm trying not to copy the ref too directly, but it's hard because I'm just like looking at the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, Bob's Burgers is a great show. It's a lot of fun. I haven't watched it in a while, but I watched plenty of it back in college. I had a friend that was kind of her like comfort show, and she would rewatch it. So I got very familiar with the first like 2 or 3 seasons of Bob's Burgers. Hollow Knight, playing a game while also listening to your podcast. This is my chill, borderline ASMR drawing podcast. Where I feel like I talk about nothing for 2 hours, but then I listen to it back and I'm like, it's alright, like I would watch this. I'm hard on myself when I'm streaming. I'm like, who's watching this? But multiple people are here willingly. That's awesome. Not just my family. The nose needs to be bigger. Because I'm trying to do something different and make it not like the ref, but half the charm is like just how like big and squishy this like snout is. And the smile needs to be a little wider too. I don't want to follow the ref too close, but I just want to make the smile a little bigger. Like tilted smile maybe. I think that adds a little sweetness. Something like that. I think I want to tilt this and move it back a little bit. And then figure out what I want to do with the body, because I don't want to use the same pose as what I'm looking at. I kind of like this one where he's running. I look like the kind of person who listens to podcasts about dancing. That's an interesting comment. I've never been told I look like a person who listens to podcasts about anything, let alone dancing. That's an interesting comment. Why do you say that? I'm so curious. What strikes you about me as somebody who enjoys dancing? I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm dying to know. No, I don't listen to podcasts about much. Like, every once in a while I'll find like some subject somebody did a deep dive podcast about or something, but it's been ages since I sat and listened to one. Hollow Knight looks like your style. It just has more muted colors than your style. Yeah, I've seen some clips of Hollow Knight. Looks pretty cute. Yeah, more squishy. Yeah, even more squishy, I think, than what I'm doing. I think taller, too. Like, the head is, like, a little, like, taller. Like, this part, specifically, is a little bit taller. There we go. I think more vertical and a little bit squished in like this. And a squishier horn here. Because while I don't want it to look exactly like the ref, I don't want to lose what's so special and cute about this squishy character. So it's a tough balance to not do an exact copy of what I see, but it's so cute. I like the running pose, I think. We'll do a cute little butt in the air, and it's running a little bit more forward than the ref I'm looking at. Really stumpy, chunky foot, where you can see the underside like that. And we'll make the tail extra stumpy to make it a little bit different from the reference image. So something like that. Podcast for dancing. I know. I mean, something must exist like that, right? Like Dancing with the Stars probably has like a recap podcast, or I don't know. And we'll keep the number of stripes minimal and chunky. That's how we're going to make some like subtle differences in how the character looks, to make it a little bit of its own style and not totally copy what I'm seeing. Though it is kind of, you know, it's a little bit of both. I just love how chunky this back leg is. Crazy chunky in the picture I'm looking at. It's like this. It's like a little stump. It's so cute. So cute and squishy. So like that. Gotta lurk while you scrounge for food. Good luck. Let me think about this body. It should go, like, if it's this big old, like, watermelon body, it should kind of go back here, and the head would attach here, so maybe the head needs to move up a little bit. I should have thought about this before I just started drawing the body, but maybe move up. Yeah, this already looks a little bit better, just moving the head up like that. All right. So like that, like that, like that. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then we're gonna squishify everything by making it lineless. I want to add the little toes in before I do that though. Let me get a look at those little feet. Oh, it's just real simple like that. 1, 2, 3. And we'll do just simple lines like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. What a cute little angel. Oh, and this should be a little smaller and go like here. I'm just trying to capture the babiness of this. It's so baby. This dinosaur is just baby in dinosaur form. How fun that I get to do 2 baby dinosaurs, basically, in the same stream. Let's see. I look like the girl who would want her face in the spotlight. That's why you would listen to those podcasts. There are podcasts like that. Oh, interesting. That's a nice thing to say then. Thank you for the compliment. Oh my, little do you know us artists like hiding in our nests never like to be seen by people. I don't mind. Listen, I'm a weird one because like me and like in person I'm pretty chill. I don't really like to be the center of attention, but I did just talk about for like 20 minutes that like it felt like 20 minutes. It was probably like 2 minutes. That I will be the lead vocalist in a local music school band for the student showcase, singing loud as can be. So I like to sing, I like karaoke, and I love Halloween. I love being a character, putting on a costume, stuff like that. So in certain ways, I'm very bold and like to be the center of attention, but like in my day-to-day life, grocery shopping, like don't talk to me, you know? Balance. All things in balance. What if I made educational illustrations like the people of Kurzagat? I hope I said that right. I know what you mean, the channel with like the cool animations. Yeah, with like the funky, like minimal shapes. I could see that. If it was still lucrative to do so, it kind of is not in the era of AI, unfortunately. For a while, and I still have it up, I was doing like little clip art packs that I sell on Etsy of just like graphics of like donuts and apple cider and cookies and stuff. And every fall I'll make like randomly like $50 of like people just downloading these pumpkin spice latte and donuts clip art packs I made like 8 years ago. And I was trying to scale that up and make a bunch so I could have a good passive income source, but then AI kind of took over. But like every fall I'll make like $40 to $60 of people buying the same. I just need like 10 more of those. Anyway, for a while I was thinking about making like educational printables and flashcards and things that teachers could download and print and putting them on Etsy and stuff like that. But I don't know, it's super, like, I don't really believe in oversaturation. Like, people say there's too many artists, there's too many whatever. I don't believe in that, but as far as like selling printable downloads on Etsy, like, because there's so many people doing AI stuff, like, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. But I'm sure there's people finding success in it. But for fun, just for like a portfolio builder, I think that would be really cool, is to do like classroom educational graphic stuff with this like cutesy chunky style. I'm trying to think of how to redo my portfolio to be like, I would love to do art that's licensed for like kids' parties, like birthday party supplies and stuff like that. Like my own like Zoo Pals plates and napkins and spoons and like everything that can be like a custom party theme with like cute little party animals on it. I could do different themes for like birthday parties and baby showers and even weddings that are like funky animals and not super duper cutesy. Kind of like the wedding mice I did, like more retro. Sing your heart out. It's so much fun. It's so much fun being part of karaoke and the school band. It is a blast. I haven't been part of a musical group since high school band. I guess I was in college band for one semester, but I hardly remember it, to be honest. But I haven't been part of like a musical ensemble in so long that it's been really fun to work with like a guitar player and a drummer and feed off each other's energy and you know, do a song together as a group instead of just like me singing by myself with a backing track or whatever. It's really fun. I think it would be fun to be part of like an actual local band of some kind, but like I don't write music and I don't play instruments except the trumpet. So if anybody in Chicago needs a vocalist for some random band and does not expect the vocalist to write any of the music, I'm your girl. It would be fun to just perform at random dive bars and stuff. Just for funsies. That. Forget about artificial intelligence. I've seen people demanding non-AI content. Yeah, it's like a 50-50 thing, right? Like the lowest common denominator stuff is getting phased out, so like Etsy AI clip art packs are completely overtaking like human-made clip art packs. But like clip art was never a particularly lucrative or like passion-driven thing for artists anyway. So it's, and like people are talking about, you see a lot of AI at Hobby Lobby and like stuff that was always kind of low quality mass produced art anyway is getting eaten up by AI. So it's all this stuff that's like bottom of the barrel stuff is getting eaten up by AI. But then as it gets better and as employers get more bold about replacing artists, you're starting to see them try to replace artists, like storyboard artists and concept artists and stuff, with AI, and it's not great. And I think people deserve human-made entertainment. I have no desire to watch a movie that the concept art and the storyboarding and the graphics were generated by AI and were not creatively dreamt up by a human being. Like, I just have no desire. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat, but I don't know. We'll see what the future holds, right? I want nothing to do with it. It's a bold new future. We'll see where it goes. I think there's always going to be a demand and a market for human-created artwork, and I hope that remains true for especially children's books and children's entertainment, because I think children deserve the best. I think children deserve artwork that's made by human hands with love and care. And I don't think it's morally right to make art for kids with generative AI. It makes me feel a little ill, like in a way that like seeing AI generated art at Hobby Lobby doesn't instill that in me. Seeing like a kid's book that's AI generated that people try to pump out to make money on Amazon, like that just makes me feel really queasy. I do not like that. I think kids deserve better. I think kids deserve to have their imaginations lit up and be told good stories by people who care about them and see artwork made by human hands and be inspired. Makes me a little emotional. I don't think generative AI has any place in children's entertainment or books. And I wish it was illegal, but it's not in my hands, is it? So we have to live with it for now. I think for anything marketed for children, I don't think generative AI should be allowed, period. It's just something wrong about it to me. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, yeah. Me too, but I can spot it, and there's like increasingly people that can't spot the difference. Which is kind of frightening. It's that thing of like, if you didn't care enough to make it, why should I care enough to look at it, you know? A children's book should be something that I want to pick up and read to a kid, or if I'm a kid, I'm excited to read it or have it read to me. And I don't feel that way, and I don't imagine many people feel that way about a story that nobody could even be bothered to write themselves or illustrate themselves because they had a computer do it, you know? I just don't think there's a need for that, and I think it does more harm in this world than good. Don't like it. Art takes heart and AI is your heart. Correct. But you know, if you want to use AI art, or AI, if you want to use AI generated images, I won't even call it art. If you want to use generated images to promote some crappy product you're trying to sell on Facebook to adults, that's fine, I guess, right? Like, it's not fine, but I can accept that that's the world we live in, right? But I just morally am completely against the use of generative AI for children's books and children's media. I just think it should be banned. Like, I think it could be psychologically bad for kids. Seriously. Just think it's rotten. So I hope other people feel the same way, and I hope there's steps to, like, keep art that inspires kids in place, you know? And I'm not saying this just as someone who has a child-friendly style and wants to illustrate kids' books, like my livelihood or whatever. Like, I just morally, fundamentally disagree with using generative AI for anything for kids. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. Kids deserve better. Kids deserve better. Let's see. My mom's making another children's book, and the people from the team she's hired were going to make it with AI. The cover was AI, had to step in, so now I'm drawing the book for her. That's awesome. Good for you. That's awesome. That is so cool. I think there should be a website that could be an artist hub. Someone puts their prompt out there and real artists come forth from the far and other reasons to create real art for a piece. That could be like a fun, like, creative challenge. I would worry about too many artists trying to do art for free in the hopes of getting paid work, because sometimes that's an issue with, like, you know, if a movie puts out like a fan art contest where they're like, hey, design a poster for our movie and maybe we'll use it. It's kind of soliciting free art when it should be paid for in the first place. So it's kind of it's a gray area, but the idea is there. I think I see what you're getting at. But I don't know what the future holds with AI regulation or whatever, but I just it has nothing, like, it has no place to do with anything with kids for me. Period. That's my hardline stance on AI. Real controversial take and a channel where people are watching an artist, you know, but that's just how I feel about it. Alright, and I think there's one more little spot on the top of this one as well. That being said, I'm gonna do a little eye shine right here. Like that. Okay. And then we will go through and crank up the opacity and change these colors to be correct, because they are all over the place right now. They are just colors for the sake of having a color in place. None of these are the final colors. Sometimes I look at my process and I'm like, this has to be like eye blinding to watch sometimes, like right now, because these colors are not it. Going through and alpha locking all the layers so we can keep all of our shapes in place. Okay. Work from the bottom down. Let's do, I think for the background color we're going to do pink, because that's what I'm looking at. Not that bright, but like maybe a bubblegummy pink. Because I think maybe this, or like a pinky purple, maybe a little gradient would be cute with like the baby green. Alright, we'll do... It's like getting the perfect baby green. It's a little bit blue. Let's try this to start. Maybe a little bit darker. It's kind of the same as the background color from the previous piece. Let's fade this into purple. Because of your disdain of artificial intelligence, this is why I like it when music is inspired by drugs and not by artificial intelligence. We were the Beatles. Listen, human creativity, whether enhanced or otherwise, like, it's still a human, so I'm with you. Maybe I shouldn't have read that out loud, because this is a G-rated channel, but yeah, whatever, it's not that serious. But I hear what you're saying, I hear you. I would rather have humans under the influence of substances creating art than AI any day. Kind of want to make this a little like that. Like a little, like a soft gradient a little bit, and I might do some chunky little stars, because that's what I'm looking at with the little stars. I think that's really cute. Triceratops is your favorite? It is! She remembered my favorite dinosaur. She's so smart. Oh, for a price. Sorry. I'm so sorry I misread your comment. I apologize. I sincerely apologize. My bad. Yeah, I think people working on AI prompts that people have in mind. It's like on Fiverr. I do a lot of work through Fiverr. People can put up like I can't remember what they're called, but they type what they're looking for, and then people can like bid on it. Kind of like Upwork. People can bid on jobs. So maybe people who want to prompt something can just go to Upwork or Fiverr instead and have people bid on their prompts. I don't know. But I get what you're saying. I think it's a better idea than just generating. I need to pivot into more I don't know, bigger businesses or something, because I think a lot of local businesses now, because they are in a shoestring budget, are just deciding that the AI generated logo that they made is adequate, when they would get more business if they had a human come in with a sense of taste and fix it up and make it good. But a lot of the work I do is for like smaller businesses who need, like, you know, a local plumber needs a guy with a wrench for the side of the truck or whatever, and I do stuff like that, the character in different poses, design matching graphics, etc., etc. And I think a lot of those businesses might go the way of just saying, screw it, we can just get an AI to do it. But it's not going to look as good. It's not going to get them as much business, because a lot of people can still sniff out when something's AI. Still, give it a few years and maybe not, but like most people are hip to it currently. We'll see. I think all of us have been fooled by at least one video or one picture we've seen. So by far. There was some video that fooled me for a second. I can't remember what it was. It was one of those, like, not the bunnies on the trampoline one, but it was something like that, where it was like a trail cam or something, where I couldn't immediately tell what it was, if it was real or not. But kind of freaky. I think if we haven't been fooled yet, all of us will be fooled by AI at some point. It's a little frightening. Alright, I think that's about the right shade of green. Maybe it gets a little bit more yellowy at the top and fades into like a bluey green. It's kind of subtle, but you can't even hardly see that shade. Oh, you can see it. Whoops. Let's blend it. Like that. Or you know what, maybe I'll use even this soft round render brush. Whoa, not that one. This is like the funky random color one, which I don't think we're gonna want for this. There we go. Let's start with the blue-green and then softly transition up to this yellow-green and blend. There we go. Yeah, it was at the very end. I think I just read too quickly and like my eyes glanced over it and I wanted to make sure I wasn't leaving the art unattended for too long. My bad. Sorry, I misread your comment. Alright. Let's make this like a lighter, creamier color. Not quite white, but not white. Like that. Isn't he cute? His name is Bobaboo from My Sims Kingdom. Isn't he just the cutest? Aw, well that's nice to hear. Thank you for liking my dinosaurs even if you're not a dinosaur person. What's funny is my sister is also not a dinosaur person, but her daughter sure is. It's funny how that works out. I think she's become a dinosaur person. What do you think? Have you become a dinosaur person? I like dinosaurs. I think they're super cool. Live, laugh, Bobaboo. So cute. This is a little bit more blue, actually. Something like that. Even a little bit brighter. Brighter, more blue. That's about right. A little bit darker here. Sure is, yeah. Yeah, we love dinosaurs. I do. You hated dinos. They scared me so bad when you were a kid. Then you had a kid. Now I have no choice. You do like them now. I knew you'd come around. Well, you also didn't like butterflies until you helped raise one, a monarch butterfly, out of a cocoon and became friends with them, so... You should try to create educational dinosaur posters. You're doing a great job with dinosaurs so far. That's a cute idea. I like that. Maybe I should. I do like drawing dinos. They're very fun. It's fun to make them extra cute and squishy. And reptiles in general, you don't have to worry about the fur and stuff. You can just think about how to make the cutest, squishiest shapes. You don't have to think about fur tufts or anything. It's just making everything nice and chunky and cute. Yeah, butterflies scare it. Yep. Yep, my sister used to be scared of butterflies. Some kids are scared of spiders. Nope. Her idea of a nightmare was the butterfly house at the zoo. Where most people would absolutely be delighted and enchanted to have a butterfly softly land on them. That's a nightmare. Or it was. What's funny is I dated a guy who had the same thing too, where he did not like butterflies years ago. Same thing, scared of them. It's like, I don't want them landing on me, they're gross. Okay. Whatever. Butterflies do have pretty privilege though, because if it was just the butterfly body with like cockroach wings, nobody would want anything to do with them. Butterflies get to land wherever they want because they're so pretty. It's kind of an unfair bias. Like, what if cockroaches are more chill, but we're not going to let them land on us? mean, cockroaches aren't gonna hurt you either. They're just kind of yucky looking. There's a dinosaur character in the short-lived series Elliot from Earth. I haven't heard of that. Is that an animated series, or...? Let's make these toes that color. Where are the other toes? Right here? Yeah. Alright, that's the bottom of the foot there, which I'll make this color. I'll do the little lines on top to define the toes, because I don't like how it looks like just a little chunk. Now where are... okay, these are these toes right here. I also don't want to add lines, so what I might do is carefully just erase in between the toes to define them without drawing like harsh lines on top. I think that's a better solution for this. Maybe a little bit thicker, the separation between the toes, so you can see them. All the toesies. There we go. That. And where's the back toes? Where are the back toes hiding? Hello? Alright, here, okay. It's like I'm running out of layers. Where are these toes at? There we go. Okay, how do we feel about that? I think there needs to be a little shadow under the head, right under the chin or something, just so it separates the head a little bit. So let's do a clipping mask and let's do like a shadow with the chalk brush or something. We'll change the color, but I just want a little shadow. Excuse me, I don't know why I keep hiccuping. I'm irritating myself. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's alpha lock and let's make this ever so slightly darker and more saturated and a little bit more blue. A little bit more blue than that, like. Okay, I think that's okay. Maybe reduce it just a little bit. I just wanted a little bit of visual separation between the head and the body. It was kind of blending in right there. I think that's okay. And then I kind of want to try... First of all, we're going to hide the name of the character. We don't need that anymore. I want to add, I think, a clipping mask on here. And then add just a little bit of brighter, like, yellow. Like a little sunshine on the top here. Like that. Just add a nice little chunk of sunlight. Like that. Okay, just make it really subtle. I don't want it to be super noticeable. I think it's too noticeable right now, but I'll soften it. I'll lower the opacity. Just want like a little something to show that chunk of the nose, like sun hitting it. I think that works okay. What do we think? Like that? That's okay. Maybe I want a little bit on the tail too, just to... Maybe I'm overthinking it though. No, I like that. I like that little bit of pop of sun there. I think that's cute. And then let me add a nice layer of noise on top. Overlay. And then I have a few minutes before I normally get off here. And not enough time to start a new thing. But, maybe just adjusting these until they're perfect. So maybe adding a little bit of brown in the eye here. Just, I want to add a little warmth to the eye instead of it being solid. So maybe like a dark brown at the bottom. Just kind of warm it up a little. I like that. I think the noise is a little overkill, so maybe turn it down a little. And then I think warming up the whole image. I kind of want to do a color adjustment layer. So maybe like more intense purple down here. More greeny green, like yellow green in here. Maybe a little bit more blue down here. I just want a little bit of variety of colors, I think, on top of it to avoid it being too flat. Maybe that's a more intense pink than I wanted, but let's just mess with stuff and see how it looks. We got a few minutes here. Okay, I kind of like that, just a little touch of that, but then it's kind of washing out certain parts of him too. What can we do? Okay, I got an idea. I think we need to duplicate, flatten, and then just adjust hue, color, saturation, whatnot. Let's just play with some stuff until it looks fun and fresh. Okay, so let's smush all these, and let's smush all these. Okay, and then we're gonna bump up so it's in the middle of the canvas anyway. And let's just play with hue and saturation and brightness until we get a pleasing result. I might do the same for the background as well. A little bit darker, maybe a little bit more blue. A bit more saturated. Maybe keep it nice and light in the back. I think that's pretty cute. What do we think? Let's see. Let me read the comments I missed. I should draw different types of cryptids, like Bigfoot and Yeti and the Jersey Devil and the Loch Ness Monster and the Wendigo. That's a really good idea. I think we could do that closer to Halloween. I like that. When you're done with this one, could I post this plus the DJ Candy one I did a while back on Twitter so I can send it in the MySims disc? Yes, I will do that. Let me duplicate the other MySims one and put it at the top so I remember to do that. There she is. I think this was the final one, right? Yes. We're going to duplicate. Then there's that cow I never posted. The Moo Moo Meadows cow that I said I was going to finish and then never did. Whoops. Whoa, why is King DDD coming along for the ride? We don't need that. Okay, keep moving. I just want her at the top. And there's such a subtle difference between the first one and the second of the colors or whatever, but yes, I will, as soon as the stream ends, I will post both to Twitter. Long time no see, glad you're back. Thank you. I'm about to disappear again in a few minutes, but I will be back next week. I will get into weekly streaming again. I'm very bad at it, but considering it's been a while, I think we knocked it out of the park with these two. We got Little Flapsy, the Dimorphodon baby, and we got Bobaboo from My Sims Kingdom. Two great baby dinosaurs that look great together. I should try to draw in the style of Haha You Clowns. I haven't seen that, but I hear it's fantastic. I know what art style you're talking about, though. It's kind of like MS Paint, almost. That's what it reminds me of. It's like trying to freehand draw and paint. It's a cool art style. It's totally different than what I do, but it would be a fun challenge. But yeah, that's the work we did today. And then as a bonus, why not DJ Candy from My Sims. Was that the final one, or was the other one with the green background the final one? No, it was gray, so that was the final. Cool. I will post both of those to Twitter and say something like, drew 2 different My Sims characters, or I don't know, some caption like that. But I will post both, and then I'll post Little Flapsy as well. And with that, I think I'm going to head out because I want to get something to eat. So thank you all for tuning into my first stream in 800 years, and I hope to be back sooner than another 800 years before the next one. So thank you all so much for tuning in and for your great conversation and keeping me company tonight, and I will see you all in the next one.